Welcome to another great episode of the Darren Green Show. I'm your host, Darren Green. I'm joined with my lovely co-host, Derek Dahl. This is episode 151. We're holding it down. We're also on Bigo. Shout out to our Bigo listeners. We had a little for the Bigo listeners, honey, because they was here for this atrocity that I tried to start with the show. But we're here. We're back. We're back together. I see that there was a lot of listeners last episode. Thank you so much. That it amazes me how we left for like 2 months. You said that last episode, like, and I looked at the numbers before today, and I was like, oh my god, like we got some core listeners up in here. Like I can't explain. It's amazing. I'm now look at us. I'm doing everything I sought out to when it came to podcasting and recording and stuff like that. How's your week?
My week was good. It went by kind of fast, but slow at the same time. Like every day just felt really long, but the week went by really fast. Like I had a lot of new experiences. I'm in the recovery mode on Instagram.
Right.
But for those of you who do follow me on my new Instagram page, Prince Derek Dahl, I dropped a new reel of me trying shark tacos.
I've seen Wednesday.
That. Yes. My friend she came over and we went to go out, made her go in the snack room. We was like, I have to get some snacks. We got no snacks in the house. And then she was like, yeah, so you want tacos? I'm like, tacos? She's like, yeah, I got shark steak in the trunk. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Not shark steak.
Why? Why do you have shark in your trunk? That's the first thing. And I had no idea they made shark steaks. But we went, got us some snacks. She got the little taco stuff, came back to the house. And let me tell you, I have never been more pleasantly surprised by the taste of meat in my life, okay?
Lord.
If you've never had shark meat before, it tastes like tuna-flavored chicken breast.
Oh, see, now I got to try it when I'm coming up there.
That's the consistency. It's like giving moist chicken breast. It's like you're eating tuna. That's what it feels like, and it was delicious. We seasoned it with my boyfriend's spice, the heathen spice or whatever, and we had some slaw made with cabbage, carrots, mango, chili pepper, rice vinegar. She has some other stuff, ginger, and it like putting that on top of the shark and having a little guac and some crema. It was everything. So I was like, I definitely will be doing shark bite again. I will definitely be biting into some shark again soon.
It remotely tastes like fish sticks, because I always heard a rumor that they said fish sticks was kind of made of shark. They use some type of shark meat in there.
No, fish sticks is made from cod. That's like Long John Silver stuff.
Nah, I was lied to my entire life. But anyway,
lied.
Because I could have sworn I'm gonna have an argument with my dad, because he used to tell me they put shark meat in fish sticks. Well, I mean,
might, but it didn't taste like it didn't taste like a fish stick. It tasted like I was eating a chicken breast, or like a chicken. Felt like I was eating a chicken taco with fish. If that makes sense. Like it was a fish flavored chicken taco. But it was good.
Okay.
It has like its own, and shark has its own kind of spiciness to it, to the flesh. So it's like, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. Get you some shark. Okay. Shark Week is coming.
Yeah. Not Shark Week is coming. Okay.
So what I think we're gonna do is, I think every Wednesday we're gonna go on Bigo Live, and we're gonna do a What's That Wednesday with like a weird food that we find, and we're just gonna cook and we're gonna eat and we're gonna talk and stuff like that. So it definitely opened the door for something fun. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, it's just been a regular degular week. What about you?
Well,
what's going on in your world?
What's going on in my work? Still working. Oh, well, not still working. Still looking for jobs. Not working, child. We're not there yet. Still applying to places. I did something earlier this week. So I watched this show, Euphoria. This is a really popular show that everyone was talking about on Twitter and TikTok and all that. Isn't there in it? Really good show. Really, it got a lot of drama in it. So I decided to go on my TikTok and talk to my mutuals and was like, hey, we try to start up a panel. And we did just that this Monday, which was fun because I'm used to, because like I'm used to being a part of this like little YouTube group thing where we like talk about different shows with some other YouTubers that I know. But like this is the first time me actually hosting a panel of my own. And it went well. At first, it was a little like, I guess people, I don't know. I mean, these people are my mutuals on TikTok, and I think a lot of them were like a little shy. And I'm just like, come on now, like y'all be. But I forget, in TikTok, you're in your own little world.
Right.
But eventually, like, I had to break the ice, and everybody was interactive, and it was a good conversation. And we're gonna.
I saw.
Oh, you saw it? How'd you like it?
I liked it.
That was my moderating.
It was great. At first, I was like, "Oh no, this bitch trying to replace me. Let me watch this real quick.
Ooh, wait.
Let me see what's going on here." But it was cute. I enjoyed it. I don't watch the show, but it was good to see that kind of commentary. I mean, it reminds me of like the one you did with Insecure. So I think that it's good to have that kind of panel. I may end up doing one with when Real Housewives of Atlanta comes back for this season. I may end up doing a nice little panel situation. To discuss like listen.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna give something.
Okay.
I'm not expecting it to give everything. I'm expecting it to give me very much. Oh, they tried.
Not all they try. I'm gonna need you. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Don't come for Atlanta. They are the pioneers at the end of the day. But we're gonna put a pin in it because we're gonna get into that later. But yeah, I think the panel discussions are very, like, when you have it with the right people and it's good chemistry. It's a really good conversation. I love that I'm very busy on YouTube now. Like, it's like I used to just post stuff and hopefully if I'm lucky it'll get some views or whatever. But like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm working on this. Then there's another show that I'm working on with my other YouTuber mutuals or whatever. It's really good. I love this chapter in my creative experience.
Nice.
Let's get into these topics, okay?
Yeah, what's going on in the world? I need to know what's happening out here.
Child, we lost America's TV dad, Bob Saget. Now, I know. Did you ever watch Full House?
I did. That's where the twins came from, Mary Kate and Ashley.
Oh, not the twins. Yes. Yeah. Well, he was found. Well, Bob Saget was found dead in his hotel room, and the reasons are unclear. Some people were suspecting drugs because he had a pass, and others suspect COVID, but there's not really a clear reason why he passed away. I mean, I'm sure there is, but they just haven't found it yet.
Well, there will be. They're gonna do an autopsy. They do autopsies when people be found dead in hotel rooms, especially when they have a past of being, diddly and dabbling in drugs.
Foul play, so ain't like
so niggas dying in hotel rooms of COVID. Y'all not gonna pin that on COVID. Y'all not gonna do that to Miss Rona. The niggas go on vacation, be like, "Damn, niggas died in the bed in the hotel room due to COVID."
Look,
she ain't doing that, because if he was on the verge of dying, I'm sure he would have been in the hospital. This man is Bob Saget. He may not be super wealthy, but I'm sure he has health insurance in enough sense to be like, if I'm showing COVID symptoms, I'm going to the hospital. If he was found dead in a hotel room, he was either murdered or he was on that shit and it did his body in. He may relapse.
Well, people are leaning towards that. But I think I find it annoying because it's like, okay, he had a past of doing that, but like, let's be clear, nothing is confirmed yet. But
Allegedly.
Let me get that because we don't want to get sued, honey.
He can't sue you. He dead.
Oh, well. And on that note, I was just sad because why we lose all these people? Like,
I know. I was telling my friend James, James, I was like, 2022 is 2020 on heroin. Okay, mother is taking out everybody every day. It's like up and boom. I'm scared. I said, if y'all don't y'all better bubble wrap Morgan Freeman and James Earl Jones. Okay, bubble wrap their asses, please. I don't even know who's next in line. We done lost all our elders. Who else is up there that we got to protect?
You sound like Hip Hop Harry. Who's next? Yep.
Right.
Let me stop.
Oh my God. Can you imagine seeing a reel or a TikTok where it's like the kids and they have like the face with like the people that's died already in 2020?
Who's next? Yo.
Oh my God, that would be so disrespectful. I may do it. It's gonna go viral, but I know I'm gonna get canceled.
Because if you get canceled, we're gonna have to talk to HR.
That's fine. They can cancel everything except my cell phone service. I'm still gonna be back. Bitches can't cancel me. You didn't make me.
I just came
can't
back.
Cancel me if you ain't a subscriber.
Oh.
Many words about it. They call this great.
All right.
Period.
Well, what else is going on, child? Well, Jamie Lynn Spears breaks her silence about the whole Britney Spears conservatorship situation. Now, the actress addressed her estranged relationship with her sister in an interview with Good Morning America. Jamie Lynn Spears claimed that she tried to help and end her sister's conservatorship. She said, in quotes, I've always been my sister's biggest supporter. So when she needed help, I set ways to do so, right?
Right.
She allegedly has some receipts for that. I've seen the entire 11-minute interview. There's a couple of notes I have for it. She claims that she didn't want to be a part of the conservatorship and that she removed herself from the situation. Britney is saying otherwise. I mean, what was your initial thoughts of that? Because I think you're more, you knew, like, because I'm very base level with this. Like, I did the notes and stuff like that in the research room. But like,
so
people, I was talking about it on TikTok. People was like, "Nah, she lying." I'm like, really?
Who, Jamie? So here's the thing with Britney, right? Now, I'm from Louisiana. Britney, outside of me and Lil Wayne, Britney's our superstar, right? So I mean, I love Britney and I support her. But over the past few weeks, I'm starting to think that maybe there's still a little bit of work there needs to be done. I don't think.
Don't let these Britney stands get in here, child, because
they do what they want to do. Listen, this is just my opinion. Look, this is my opinion. Okay, I think that Britney at this point, she don't care what they talking about. She's free. She's a grown-ass woman. She's going to do whatever she wants to do. She knows what her experience was, and she's been open about her experience in the conservatorship, right? So now with everyone else being put on the defense now to defend themselves, they're going to say whatever they want to say. Britney's response to it was that she was so sick. She had a fever, and she said she was grateful for the fever because she couldn't even find the energy to give a damn about what Jamie was saying. She didn't care.
You
know, that's what Britney said. Britney was like, she was like, I had a 104 fever that I'm now grateful for because I didn't have the energy to care. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So I think that when it comes to their family business, whatever happened, happened. I think that Jamie, when you're dealing with someone who does have a psychotic break, so I do think that happened with Britney. I don't think that they just made it seem like she went crazy and they was like, oh, now it's time to grab all her money. I think what happened was she is the star of her family, right? She's the grand breadwinner, right? She's also the most publicly known. And so I think at a moment where she has been in the family business for so long,
right?
When that was being threatened, it didn't just threaten her lifestyle, it threatened the family's lifestyle. And so I think her father, they went into, defense mode. Like, we got to shut this down. We got to make sure that she doesn't have access to people that will distract her. We have to make sure that she's cut off from things that will be damaging to her. She's making horrible decisions with the people that she's dating. She's partying now. And she's like, I feel like it was overcorrection, right? Okay. Like when you're driving and you're like, hey, you overcorrect the turn. I think that it was an overcorrection from the family when it came to her, to a point where it added more pressure and made her feel like a prisoner. And so now she don't care what they think. She don't care about their stories. She was like, no, y'all bitches had me locked up. Okay, y'all wouldn't let me have my own money. I couldn't have my own phone. You took all control from me and made me feel like a 4-year-old. I don't care about y'all's story. Fuck y'all and everything y'all stand for. I'm living my life. And I think now she's like that. She's like that kid that was raised in a very sheltered household, where as soon as they turn 18, they go out and do all the things. They do all the drugs. They go fuck everybody. They go to all the parties. They do all the reckless things. And that's the only thing I'm scared of when it comes to Britney, is that now that she does have this freedom, is that she also is going to get to the point where she takes it too far, and it's going to diminish all of the work in her story. Like, it's going to diminish all the efforts from her fans to free Britney. And she's not crazy. She just needs to be free. And she's trying to share her story, and people are trying to keep her silent. But the things that have been happening over the past couple of months since she has been free, I'm like, I don't know, y'all.
I think
there still may be a couple of nuts missing from these M&Ms.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So
no, but I think when it comes to Britney, she's another case in these really really big celebrities that grew up into this and never had a life. Not saying she didn't have a life. I mean, she never had like a regular life as a regular human being to go out and experience these things. So she's doing it now because she was under that conservatorship for so long.
Yeah, but you're 40.
Huh?
Let it go. She's 40. Let it go.
Yeah.
She said she want to have another kid. Go do that. Be a mom. I would have been like, I'm not going to Instagram. If I was Britney, I wouldn't even came back to social.
So you
Thank
feel
y'all
like
so much.
You feel like the conservatorship should have never happened, or do you think that it should have?
I don't think the conservatorship should have happened. I think that Britney should have surrounded herself with better people.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm so conflicted because with me knowing, like literally my whole life, that I wanted to be in entertainment, right? I knew I wanted to be an entertainer. I knew I wanted to be an actor and a singer. And in my mind, I would want to be handled by people I trust. I knew that my mother would be my handler, or someone in my family that I trust. I would want them to be in my innermost circle to protect me from outside influences or outside like threats or whatever. However, in this business, what you see is people who grow up in the business who are managed by their parents. At some point, there is like this this blurring of the lines where the family forgets that they're employees, right? They start making demands or thinking they're the boss or the managers like that. And that would be the issue for me. Like, no, you work for me. Your job is to make sure that I am good, that I'm getting what I want and what I need. And then me hiring other people in the business or hiring other people with experience to consult. There's no way that I wouldn't allow my own family the experience of being guided in this career. It's like, okay, if I want my sister to be my stylist and she ain't got no fashion or whatever, well, yes, I'm gonna hire different stylists, but you best believe that my sister's gonna be there and be part of that process. Right. She's gonna learn. Like you get
that's another layer to the conversation.
You literally get to create a university around yourself for your friends and family.
I'm different though. Like I would not want my family involved. Should this podcast go off and we're in the stratosphere in audio and broadcasting and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm hiring people. You get what I'm saying? Because it's business and business and family,
but not forever. But my thing is like, it ain't have to be forever. It's like, no, if this is what you want to do, then if I'm in a position where I can put you in that space, I'm gonna put you in that space because now you can eat forever. Think about Mary's sisters, their sister Gugu, right? Gugu, I think she sings now too, but like she was a stylist, like she was the one that styled them. And then as they got bigger, she got other clients, and then that's her thing, right? So.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like my brother is a drummer. Like my brother's at Alcorn and he plays the drums. You best believe that once this album is done, and if I start booking live dates and have a live band, one of the first people I'm getting like, okay, I have this show and I'm building my band. I'm calling my brother like Dominic or Josh, like come and play with me. Like come play. Let's get this money. And because it'll put him in a position where he'll be able to meet other people and other artists and other opportunities and make his money doing other things outside of just having to be stuck with me. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So that's what I'm talking about as far as building out their family business. Whereas like entertainment is our family business. We all have talents. Let's position each other and play chess. Let's get this money and going about our business so that we have generational wealth.
Right.
Sometimes
now,
when you have people in your family that aren't in that lane and just want to leech off of you, it shows. It shows up because they're part of the entourage and you don't even know what they do. What's their job? Bitch, I don't know. They're an assistant. They hold my cell phone and my umbrella and they get paid, $4,000 a month. Hell no.
Couldn't be me, honey. I'm like, child, I knew you.
But I think that Jamie Lynn's book, I'm not going to read it, but I will read the reviews and see what she says.
They said, well, I looked on Radar Online. That's first of all, wait, because I looked on Radar Online. They said that book is leaked, and they said Britney, the whole book. They said they had a link and everything. I'm like, because it seems like Radar is really not cool with Miss Jamie Lynn, because they were saying like, oh, she's a fraud, this, that, and the third. They said that Britney's ex-manager is threatening to sue Jamie and said that he has some receipts saying because she was talking about him too.
So you think this is just a money grab? You think she's just trying to make money off the situation now?
I don't know. I feel like she's gotten a lot of scrutiny, and I've heard a lot of people on all type of platforms say, "Oh yeah, Jamie Lynn Spears is very compliant. She was compliant. She didn't say nothing. She didn't do nothing.
Complicit.
Complacent. Yeah. Complicit. At the end of the day, she was really young when this first started, when the conservatorship happened.
Because wasn't she on Nickelodeon before she got pregnant?
Right. So it's like, and she said, I was worried about, having a kid at what, 17? So it's like she wasn't I don't believe that she was involved. I think she could have been. My working theory is that the parents used her as a pawn because they had a good relationship.
Talk to your sister.
Talk to your sister.
What's your sister
come back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what I think happened. And if that's the case, do we blame her because she was young and impressionable and she just, when it comes to family, like I was talking to my best friend about this, is like, when my parents argue all the time when I was little, I would try to be neutral because I didn't want to piss either one of them off. Now I don't give a fuck. I'll be taking sides. But pissing me off. I'm like, you was wrong with that. But like, yeah, no, child. I mean, she was young. She didn't know what to do. So it's kind of to see your big sister act that way and be like, yeah, fuck all y'all, this, that, and the third. But I had your back. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to a certain extent. We don't know the full story.
Child, I know one thing.
This will update me and we will update you.
Like if it's fuck me, it's fuck you too. Y'all go get my new book. If it's fuck me, it's fuck you too.
People dropping books and think child.
Let them people make that money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so prayers for Britney, prayer for the whole family, because I think that it's sad to watch them go through this because I never wanted or expected her to go down this rabbit hole where she would become a social pariah. I thought that Britney was going to be that star that was kind of like going to keep it clean forever. I thought she was going to be the Beyonce of our generation, where it's always just good. It's always congratulations for Britney. But it's sad to see that her life is taking this turn, and so we'll see what Jamie Lynn's book is giving. However, on a sidebar, she looks old as fuck. Okay,
honey, aging like milk.
These Caucasians.
And
if you Caucasian, we love you. Thank you for listening to our show. But they aging like bananas out here. That's why you got to mind your business. You have to listen. When you don't mind your business, it shows up on your face. She's a mother too. But
yeah,
she looks older than Britney. It's just weird. It's weird.
Now she don't look now, Derek.
They look old.
They look old, yeah. But Britney definitely they look. What Claudia said, we look many decades apart.
Right.
So
prayers for the Spears families.
Right.
What else is going on out here in this celebrity world of mess?
Cardi B, child. Well, yeah, Cardi B and Tasha K, child. She had suicidal thought. Well, let's get into that. As y'all know, Tasha K and Cardi B has been battling in court because Tasha K was on her little show talking about saying that Cardi, what?
Not you.
I thought you were talking to me. Mm-mm. Saying that Cardi B allegedly had herpes or whatever, and Cardi sued her for defamation, right? While taking the stand, Cardi broke down in tears as she describes to the jury how she felt about Tasha K's alleged lies about her. And she even had suicidal thoughts because of Tasha K's lies. She even said that she felt bad being a mother, this, that, and the third. Because I guess, I don't know, because in a sense, her child will grow up and one day hear about this situation. I get it. That happened really recently in court. But the thing is, I don't know. Like, I feel like
I don't believe it.
It's not that I don't believe it. It's just like, we know you was gonna win. Which, I mean, if I'm not invalidating or dismissing Cardi B having, if she really has, she says she has suicidal thoughts, so that's what it was. I think
from Tasha K though.
From Tasha,
all of the things that we have seen and witnessed Cardi fight back through since she has been a celebrity, this is the one thing. Somebody saying you got herpes. This This is the one thing that makes you want to kill yourself.
Yeah. And they did the test. They did the test. She ain't got it. So my thing is,
this is the one thing. A lie. This is the one thing. This thing. No, baby. When I read that statement, I was like, okay, good. Cardi has a real PR team now. Like she's arrived to where
she's a real.
This is
real PR team.
No, because this is because it's giving very much entertainment theater now. And listen, I'm never gonna discount someone's story. I've been through my own shit where, you know, if I told people what happened, I felt like they wouldn't believe me. I think I posted this week that the guy that sexually assaulted me when I was in college, he died last week. And now I'm just seeing all these tributes and shit on Facebook, and I'm just like, this is weird and awkward as hell. I'm out of here. And I know that people if I told them what happened, the response would be like, oh, that didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm not saying that. When I say I don't believe it, I just think that considering the things that we have already seen from her or seen how Cardi gets down in the past, I feel like her taking this different route is like her having a good management team saying, no, we're going to play this out in court. This is how we're going to navigate through this. If you have a good lawyer, or if you've ever been in legal proceedings, your lawyer will train you well on what to say when you don't understand. Because your goal is to always persuade the jury to take your side. That's your goal. Every defendant or a plaintiff persuading the jury or the judge to take your side. And I just think that with Cardi, her claiming that this has caused her like emotional distress and like using the baby, like it made me think that I shouldn't have been a mother. I'm like, for herpes, Tasha K did that. Tasha K has that kind of power.
Well, here's the thing. That all sounds good. I mean, that makes sense. However, I talked about this on my show, I think episode 149 or something like that. And I said that, you know, they were trying to figure out Cardi was getting tested. You know, they were testing it so they can show it to the judge and stuff like that, just to prove that she doesn't have herpes. And if it proves that she doesn't, it will
sue her for libel.
Not only sue her, but she was going to lose. Tasha was going to lose the case. We found that out. So it was like, why are you doing this now? Like you are in good spaces in this case. So what was the point of you starting that whole, you know, crying and talking about suicidal thoughts? Maybe that's what makes me think that maybe she really did feel like that. I mean, Cardi, we have known Cardi to be an emotional person. We know, you know, she's a Libra. We kind of do get a little, but I don't feel suicidal. But, you know, we get into our feelings. Because I don't know. I mean, Cardi, she's in good spaces with this case. So it's like, why did you need to do that? If she was just lying. So I don't know. I think she really did feel away. I think those were real, genuine tears. It weren't crocodile tears. But at the end of the day, I wanted to have this conversation because one of my mutuals on TikTok actually brought up a good point in that this will both show the human side of celebrities, but also this will drive others to sue bloggers in the future. This is like, oh, Cardi did this shit? Oh, this person talked about me? Sue them. Defamation. I'm a little worried.
There have been defamation suits since the beginning of media, so I'm not bothered. And for the people, the social media people that are now concerned, it's the TikTokers who shouldn't be in media in the place. You just lucked up on making something that was funny, and then people started following you. And that kind of ties into the whole Lisa Raye thing later in the show. But most of the people that are talking heads now have no idea how media works. No real idea about entertainment. They're just commentators. You're just sitting on the sidelines and commenting based off of what you see. If you're a person that understands how media works and how entertainment and media go together, and what the legal ramifications are of reporting the news, then you understand what a defamation lawsuit, what the grounds for a defamation lawsuit is, the grounds for a libel and a slander lawsuit is, and what Tasha K right now. I mean, loving her videos, and I think that she rose over the last 5 years in the YouTube space. I think that she made a grand mistake by not reporting her sources and by also refusing to always maintain the space of these things being allegations and alleged, right? Not speaking of them as facts, as firsthand information. You're not her gynecologist. You don't know if she has herpes or not, but it is being reported. And this is my source. Like any journalist, any person who takes reporting the news seriously understands to protect yourself and the integrity of your work, you always have to have your sources, or you state, this is my opinion. That's what separates fact from fiction. And we always say this, your opinions are fiction because they're not based on facts. They're based on your feelings. Okay. And you can just make those up. That's how that works. But yeah, Tasha K should have probably, I don't know what the ramifications are going to be. I think that Cardi testifying in that manner or saying that it's caused her emotional distress is not really just for this lawsuit or for this case to get dismissed. Or not the case to get dismissed, but for this case to be ramped up. I think it's actually setting up for a follow-up case where for the next person, it's like, okay, well, as an example for other media outlets who cover Cardi in a negative way, like, this is what I did to Tasha K, I could do this to you. I don't think it's going to work with all the other celebrities, but Cardi for the past 2 years has been that way about bloggers in general. Remember, she was like, stop reporting on me, like, stop talking about me, stop bringing me a blah, blah, blah. And then even on your show, Darren, then it's come out of your mouth saying that a lot of these celebrities who get mad at the bloggers for reporting on them keep saying, don't report on me, but that's how you get your views. Like, that's how you get more fans. Like, that's how you stay in the public domain, is because we're talking about you. We're keeping you it starts with relevant, right? And that's just part of it. And I think that she got in the game and she rocketed in a different way after Love and Hip Hop that I don't think she was emotionally prepared for. Like, there was nobody to sit her down and say, bitch, like, this is about to be the ride of your life. And there are going to be people who are going to say all kinds of crazy things about you, whether they're true or not. Your job is to continue to give them the art and entertain them.
Is nobody telling her this?
I mean, it takes a while. It clearly has taken her a while to get a good team to kind of guide her into being like, let's not be so reactive. Yeah. Don't jump on Instagram Live and start cussing out people and telling their mama to die from HIV and all the other stuff that she was doing. Like, you're a certified star. This bitch has diamond records. Like, you've made history, music history. Like, you have to carry yourself in a different way. And you're a mother of two. So with that, she has to operate differently. And if she's taking any advice from Beyonce at all, take it to the courtroom, okay? Like, I ain't got to argue with none of y'all. I ain't got to report. I ain't got to respond to y'all. I'm going to take it to the courtroom and I'm going to put it in a record. Anything Beyonce has to say about anything that's been reported about her, she puts it in her music. And then if somebody want to sue, she take it right on to court and she send her lawyer and they do their thing. That is what I'm looking at Cardi for. I think that this is going to serve as an example for other bloggers who cover her, for them to kind of like tiptoe and kind of walk the fine line and making sure that if you're going to report something negative about me, make sure that you have facts and make sure you can state your sources, because otherwise I'm going to get your shit shut down. I'm waiting to see how this affects Tasha K.
Yeah, because it's your little crumbs, girl, compared to Cardi. Like, they coming for you, girl. Not to sound like Whoopi Goldberg. But yeah, we said this behind the scenes. You said like people that didn't really go to school for this shit. Like, I do PR, right. I know I read the AP style book which has all the rules and regulations when it comes to writing. And I know bloggers they're not kind of, anybody can have a blog. You can go on the website, make a blog, you can write some things, there you go. I do think that there needs to be some type of decorum. I said this on my TikTok video. There needs to be some type of decorum, because eventually it's just, we're going to see a lot more cases like this if people are irresponsible with their platforms. And as big as your platform gets, the more you're, likely for this to likely happen.
The more riskier it is.
And people on TikTok, is so easy to get like 100,000 views on TikTok, and people will just come out with it'd be slandering people. It'd be the new person that they slander every week. And it's like, okay, I mean, I hope it's factual, because if it ain't and they sue your ass, girl, the creator fund don't pay you that much.
Right. I think people right now, it's like, and it's kind of, it's also kind of getting disheartening that, for content creators who, like, this is like our it's not just a form of therapy, but like this is our art form and our way of expression, that the space is so open that it's become overpopulated with people who really don't have talent. And they're unoriginal. Like a lot of these content creators are really just regurgitating things that they've already seen. Like a lot of the TikTokers, they just piggyback. Like I'm watching, like everybody just piggyback and he's saying the same thing because this got the views and this will get the followers up and this blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, well, what else are you bringing? Like you're not even bringing a look. You're just bringing the same old argument, tired theories and things like that into the space because you want the views and you want the clout. But you're not a journalist. You're not a media analyst. You're not an entertainment reporter. You're not invested in discovering new content. You're not breaking any stories. No one's coming to you with any information to add to any stories that are already out there because they trust that you're going to break it to an audience. Like you're not doing that. I mean, I'm not what the meme say. I'm not saying the girls aren't doing their thing, but they're not doing it. You know what I mean?
There's some people. There's most of my mutuals, because I don't follow nobody that don't have no substance. But like most of my mutuals that I talk to, that follow me, that I follow them, they get it. They've been like I've interviewed some that they went to school too. They went to school for their niche that they're doing in TikTok. But I see these people on these apps, and it's like, what are y'all doing? Like y'all starting beefs just to start beefs? Like, because I think with my demographic, like a lot of people, the name of fame on TikTok is to somebody gets some kind of case on them, or there's some kind of allegations against them. Then you're gonna like just railroad them completely without any type of facts or any type of tangible proof. I mean, sometimes they be right, but sometimes I'd be like, child, what you really doing this for? Right. It's your bread and butter, because TikTok knows which videos make the most views, and you keep on giving it to them. But at the end of the day, like we all know what that creator friend says, honey. That shit don't be a lot. If I already told you, I said the person made 1 million views, only got $20 for it. It's weird. I don't know. I think people just need to, lay off it and just start reading more.
Right.
There's
the research
style book. I still got that book in my room. I don't know where it is.
Right. Master your craft. And I think when I go home next month, I think I'm going to ship some of my college books back up here to Jersey so that that may be part of my content. I may just go back to my media law book and like just start doing online lessons about like, today we're going to talk about this and how you can protect your brand from entering in the courtroom with these other celebrities, and how you can go about creating content in a way that is original, that is within the ramifications of the law, that is ethical, that will still get you the views that you're looking for. Like if you just listening to other people's views, you're not researching, you're just taking other people's opinions and running with them. Because this is definitely like, I will say this, social media has exposed our society for being a bunch of followers. But that, no shade to any of my followers on any of my platforms. Make sure you go follow me on my new Instagram page at Prince Derek Doll. But it's very much, you're either a leader or a follower. Everybody's following something, right? And when you're a mindless follower, it shows in the work that you're creating, because you're not creating anything. You're not a creator. So when you're doing that, you're putting yourself at risk of taking the wrong opinion or taking the wrong information, misinformation, and regurgitating it, and therefore risking any platforms that you're on. So I think that it goes to show, like, let this be a lesson to you. Like, check your sources, research, and fine-tune your craft so that you don't find yourself in these courtrooms with these celebrities because you're giving away false information on your platforms. Now, for those of you who are watching on Bigo, thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you share the live, double tap the screen. Make sure you follow me and Darren Green at Green World. Follow me at Prince Derek Doll on Bigo. The more you tap, and if you join our fan pages, you have the chance to get experience tickets as well as VIP experiences right here on the app. Please send some gifts, some roses, maces, or some crowns. It helps us level up our rooms so that we can continue to create good content for you. Now, we can segue right into this next topic, because we were talking about influencers, celebrities, and news. And I think that our all-white queen has some interesting words for those of you who want to be influencers in the social media space. So what's going on out here? What's the Snow Queen saying?
I know you're not talking about
I'm talking about Diamond, child. What Diamond said?
Lord Jesus. Okay, so the host at Fox Soul's Cocktail with Queens ripped Ari Fletcher a new one.
Mm-hmm. To my Lisa Raye.
Lisa Raye, yeah. But I think they all really kind of came for her, but Lisa Raye really nailed her. So there was this viral video that Ari Fletcher made, being very dismissive of domestic abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to repeat what she said because it was disgusting. We all know what she said. It was just ugh. Anyway,
I don't know what she said.
What she said, first of all, she said something about oh, if your man ain't shooting you, or if your man ain't
yeah, putting a gun in your head, and then
yeah,
I remember that.
That's some look. I ain't gonna lie, that was some high school. I ain't never want nobody to put no gun on me now, but like, you know, that was some high school ass shit where people used to be like, oh yeah, you know, he pinned me against the wall, child. I want to draw my like. I remember there was girls that really used to say that shit. That was a kink. But you're a grown ass adult and an influencer that influences millions of people. We'll get into that later. Lisa Raye made an interesting argument saying that influencers are not celebrities. She said, in quotes, the younger girls that are looking up to these influencers, and when you know that, you have an obligation, and that's the difference between real celebrities and influencers. Now, I think she has a point and she kind of doesn't, because when we think about celebrities like A-listers and B-listers and stuff like that, they're media trained. Okay, you can't say that they're trained. You can't say this. You can't do that to a certain extent, because there's still celebrities that abuse their power, abuse their influence too. Influencers.
We were just talking about one.
Huh?
We were just talking about one.
Okay. But influencers don't have that. They are mainly independent, and you know, when they come out and go on live and do their videos, there's no one saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't say that. They're the last person that sees the post when they upload it. You get what I'm saying? So they check everything, which, you know, can be flawed. Do you feel like, and this is like an argument that Nikita Dragon, sis is punching the air every time. She said, influencers are celebrity. Do you feel like influencers and celebrity, are they two different things? Are they the same, or what's going on?
Influencers, some influencers are celebrities. Like, when you think about what it means to be a celebrity, the whole root of the word is celebrate. So there are influencers who are highly visible and celebrated by their audience. They are some that the influencers that get picked up by mainstream media.
Right.
I guess that's what Lisa Raye would consider to be real celebrities. And I guess in her world, in the time that she became a celebrity, we thought about celebrities being actors, singers, people that were in the entertainment space who were put on mainstream media or put on television or put in movies, or singers who had record deals, because these are the people that are being pushed by the machines, are being pushed by mainstream media for people to know and to see, so they can sell the products that own, like based off of the companies that push Hollywood. Everybody knows that when you get signed by one of these studios or whatever, you're going to be in a position where you're selling a product for somebody, like for the beauty, the beauty industry, the health and wellness industry, whether it's going to be selling retail for clothing and fashion lines, or you know, all that stuff. Like, when you are a signed celebrity to one of these companies that has ties to major corporations, then yes, you are a celebrity because you are forced on the public to be celebrated, to be followed, and all that kind of stuff. Right. With the advent or the invent of social media, it creates and opens up a space where there are people who can naturally and organically gain a following and then become relatable celebrities to their fans. The people that are influencers now, because a lot of these girls that they talk that Lisa Raye is influencing, like, okay, these are Instagram models who we wouldn't have known anything about if they weren't dating rappers, right? Or dating someone famous. And then now we're watching them because we feel related to them, right? Oh, look at them. They found somebody that got money, and now they're getting their body done, and now they getting purses, and now they getting trips. And now we're seeing them live this lifestyle that we aspire to, but we know they came from nothing. Like, we know that they, you know, if it was on their own devices, they would be nobodies.
So Lisa Ray was generalizing.
Right, she was generalizing, but I do believe that popular influencers are celebrities. They're celebrities to their following. There are people that are celebrated. They're the people. And once you start getting covered by mainstream and or Black media blogs, you're a celebrity. Okay, if people are reporting on where our Fletcher is doing, if they're reporting on her and Moneybag Yo, she's a celebrity. She's a celebrity by proxy because her man is a celebrity. He's a mainstream hip hop artist. She's a celebrity.
And what does she do?
She's a girlfriend. That's all I know of her.
It's just like real loving hip hop out here.
But it's also like being a Real Housewife of Atlanta. It's like, well, I mean, they have jobs, so I mean, that was bad.
Right, they're a little bit.
So it's like being See, back in the day, the wives of celebrities weren't always celebrities. Maybe if they were white and they were like a couple that were both like in the industry. But for the most part, if you were a celebrity, you were an actor, and your wife doesn't do that, she does behind the scenes stuff, the coverage was going to be on the person that's on the screen. And then the wife or the husband does whatever they do in their regular life. They're not really celebrities. They're married to a celebrity. Now what we're seeing is that when you couple up with a celebrity, bitch, y'all a power couple, even though you may not have no power. So we're gonna be nosy. We want to see what you're doing. We want to see where you're going, what you're eating, how many diamonds you got, who are your friends, where you partying at, because we want to party there too. This is a follower society. It's about building the culture. And so the influencers of today that are popping off of Instagram, when we think about it, hell, Megan Thee Stallion popped off Instagram. Like, we were watching her rapping on Instagram, and it created an opportunity for us to like, oh, I want to go see her perform in real life, or oh, her videos drop. Oh, let me go listen to her mixtape. It's become that place where celebrities are born. Lisa Raye from the old school. She had to audition to become a celebrity. Okay. Nowadays, it's like, let me just put myself out there and see who fucks with me. If they fuck with me heavy and they share my stuff, and then other people can relate to me, then who knows where I'll be in a year. And then that's where the brands are looking to like, okay, you have a captive audience and you can sell my products.
So Lisa Raye was wrong to say that. She was wrong to say that.
I think it was kind of, I get what she was saying as far as like them not being celebrities in the sense that there's like this implied obligation, right? I don't believe that anybody has an obligation to do anything. One of my favorite celebrities, Rihanna, said, I'm not responsible for y'all's kids. Like, I'm not obligated to raise y'all's children. My job is to create my art and do what I love doing, and y'all following me, right? So my issue with what Lisa Raye said is about the obligation. We're not obligated to do anything. Now, unless you're under a contract with someone who has a moral clause in it, or who has it laid out specifically the things that you cannot do or the things that you cannot represent while representing their brand, that is where your obligation comes from. Your obligation comes from what's on black and white, what's in that contract. A lot of these social media influencers don't have contracts. They're not signed to anybody. They're not under any agency. Right. They're not forced to take media training. They're not forced to learn about ethics and behavior.
See, that's where the problem lies then.
Well, it's not well, who says it's a problem? Like, they're just being their authentic selves. And my
if you're not media trained and you say shit like the shit that she was saying,
listen, girl,
and she got cut from her Savage X Fenty because she was working. Because the whole story was she got cut from Savage X Fenty
because she said what she said, and Rihanna and the founder is someone who suffered from domestic violence. I get it. So what I'm saying is, in her contract, does your contract have in black and white that? Now, if I know Rihanna, her contract says we can drop you at any time for any reasons. Okay, she's probably very much at will. Like, girl, I don't like your weave. You out of here. But if there is a moral standards clause in your contract saying that when you're representing the brand, this is the standard we expect you to set, then you have to be mindful of that. And so it's very well within their rights to drop her. But I think it's a lesson for her if she wants to be a professional in this industry that I do need to watch what I say. And sometimes you will say things that are controversial. And that's why I support and say, this is just my opinion. You know, this doesn't represent any of the brands that I work with. This doesn't represent any of the past or future, partnerships that I have and hope to have or whatever. That's her opinion. She said it. And then the consequences that come with it, it comes with it. It happens to us in real life too. You know, there are real people who say things or do things and then they can lose their job.
Yeah.
You're not even an influencer, but you posted the wrong thing on Facebook and your boss saw it, or one of your coworkers saw it and shared it with HR because they were offended by what they saw when they came to your page. Now you suspended or whatever because you still represent the company.
Right.
Right. That's why I'm very clear now. Let me tell you something. Outside of this job, my hours are from 9 to 5. This is when I represent you. Anything outside of this building, okay, has nothing to do with you, and I'm not going to be held responsible for it. I'll be looking in the handbooks now specifically for that because I'm telling you, you're not trapping me into this job. I'm here to do my job from these hours to these hours. After this hour, after this,
yeah. And I think for me, just because we're talking about ourselves, it really, for the longest with this podcast, like I felt like, well, maybe I shouldn't say this because Jobs is looking at it and this, that, and third. But no, I mean, it's the podcast. People looked at my TikTok and my Instagram and stuff like that is what got me the interview at that radio station. But
but it's also the nature of your work. Your job is your job is to give your opinion. Like that's your job. That's your niche, is giving my opinion. So you can't fault me for my opinion if you don't like it. This is my job, is to give my opinion. Yeah.
Have your opinion, but have it with caution. Okay.
But the difference is, with our Reflection, we don't pay you to have an opinion. We pay you to sell our products. And when your opinion can cost us money, we got to get rid of you. And that's what happens. You can't say that you work with Rihanna and then say some stupid shit like that about, I want my nigga to basically
your dude don't love you, so don't put a gun to you. I'm like,
listen, people have their own ideas of what love is. And maybe she grew up in a household where that was how her parents showed love to each other, by being violent. I think it also creates a conversation about how we relive and ingest our traumas, and then how they manifest in our real life, and how we can misconstrue them as, well, I grew up in a household where my parents said they loved each other, and I saw them argue all the time. That's just how they expressed their love. They were very passionate people. It's like, well, no, that was an abusive situation. There was manipulation happening there. And there was a control dynamic where somebody felt that they could not walk away. Right. And so when you're able to have those conversations about these traumas that we have and how they show up in our lives, you can see it, and sometimes in what people are regurgitating, or what's coming out of their mouths, or what they say. And I think that she represents a sector of women who were raised in that type of culture where it was okay for them to have men who would do things like that, or having a Nunu complex where they wanted to be with the drug dealer, they wanted to be with the thugs because they felt that they would be protected, and it gives them street cred. And they're the Beyonce in the Soldier video because I'm the bad bitch and I'm a trap queen and all this kind of stuff. That's the lifestyle that she represents because she's a rapper's girlfriend who raps about those types of things. So that is the world that she lives in. So her saying something like that doesn't surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise anybody. However, when you're moving yourself in a space where you're going to be dealing with real money and you're working with multi-billion-dollar corporations, right? And the spokesperson for that corporation is a survivor of domestic violence, you're being a dummy by letting some shit like that fall out of your mouth. You are totally fumbling the bag. Okay.
Yeah.
Throw a flag on the play. Okay. You have fumbled the bag. Please shut up. Take these pictures and post them to your Instagram, because that's what we pay you for. That's it.
Literally all you had to do. But anyway, that's what it is. That's,
But Lisa Raye ain't wrong. She just ain't right. She ain't wrong,
but she just
ain't right either.
And that's why I said to me, it was very indifferent. Like, she's right, but then, yeah, don't generalize. Yeah. Now, Wendy.
Oh, girl.
This one took me out because I had to read that article like 3 different times. I'm like, what? She did what? I was like, you know how Oprah was in the interview with Meghan Markle? What?
Right.
Okay, so Wendy Williams reportedly got drunk. She got so drunk while filming her show in 2020. This happened back in like early 2020, when COVID was like, it was here. It was here. And she had her show. Her show was like virtual, was at her home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to The Sun, the alleged incident occurred in May 2020 while she did her talk show And if anybody watched those shows where she was doing it from her house,
they were horrible.
They were cringy. Like, she was crying all the time. She was acting weird. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, is she okay? Like, I mean, I guess
she high.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she was crying maybe because everybody was crying during COVID. Like, it was sad. It was like we couldn't go nowhere. And maybe that's just her way of expressing that. But after a chaotic, right after one of their chaotic shows, the manager and some crew members went to her penthouse to check on her. And get this, child, when they checked on her, she was drunk. She was saying vulgar language. She was stripping naked.
Okay.
And someone even said that she was touching herself.
Well, she was hot. She was at home, so she can do that.
What's going on?
She was at home.
Now she was at home.
She probably had a psychotic break. I mean, after the whole divorce.
No, that's what they said. They had to take her to the hospital.
Wendy has gone through so much.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that her illness is taking a hold of her the past year and a half, 2 years or whatever. And it's really sad to see. But I also, you know how I feel about Wendy, or how I feel about people that put out negative energy. You know, that when it happens to you, or when it comes back around, it's just like, this is a really sad way to see Wendy Williams go out.
Yeah. I mean, but I said this when I made a video about it. I was like, so y'all knew this was going on, but
why did this story break now? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Are they setting it up for her not to return back to her show? Because I heard that this is the last season of the Wendy Williams show.
Yeah,
she's not coming back. She hasn't been renewed. But this lady is sick now. She's like literally ill.
But why did have her come back? There was a period in COVID when she actually came back to the show, and sis was been having manic episodes. No telling how many there were during the time of COVID and now. And I think that, you know, it's very, I mean, I guess, you know, the show must go on, but at what cost?
Yeah. I don't know, but it does. It's very chaotic. But you know, I was reading another article about this saying that it had already been reported that somebody had said she was touching herself. So it's like, I think she was high. Honestly, she probably was high. I think she probably had a relapse, and you know, that type of behavior. It was given very much. It was given very much.
Not very much. Not shot.
It was given very much that, and you know, the fact that this came out 2 years later, it's like, well, we already know what Wendy Williams been given. You know, she did a whole movie about it. What's next?
I mean,
y'all let that lady.
I said, God bless whoever showed up to that house, child, because they done seen it all.
I'm like, I mean, but she was also at home, so why you reporting what's going on in this lady's house? I'm like, y'all are not welcome back in my house. Y'all coming in my house, seeing me naked, touching myself.
Then they had to call the cops and get you know, she had to go to the hospital after that. And she was like, really at that point when the people came to get her, like she got real aggressive and like in cursing. Child, I feel so. I know when people talk about, oh, you give out bad energy, or she did all that stuff that she talked about and stuff like that. But like, I don't think nobody deserves this though. Like, it's what she's going through. I don't think she said half as like. Okay, well, hold on. Let me look into the history of Wendy. She never said nothing that was that like she never had nobody suing her. Like, not like Tasha K. Well, she did say people had ailments.
Wendy has definitely been challenged and
never mind.
Wendy Williams has definitely gotten some cease and desist. Like, girl, stop talking about me because you just talking that bullshit up there, and I ain't got time for this. Like, just don't talk about me no more.
There couldn't be a Wendy today because Wendy would have got sued this day and age.
Wendy from the radio. But you know, the difference between her and Tasha K is that Wendy always had her receipts. Like, Wendy was a journalist. Like, she was a journalist, and she had her receipts. These new girls out here that want to be YouTubers and bloggers and
YouTubers,
and all these things. These girls ain't got no degrees. They have no training. They don't know how to keep their receipts or get receipts. Nobody's coming to them with this information. They're just taking what they see online, somebody else saying, and running with it, whether it's true or false, creating their own ideas and picking a side. That's what the girls are doing now. They just picking a side and running with it. Ain't nobody researching no more. Nobody's digging into stories. Nobody's creating new narratives. And some of them really aren't even trying to open it up for conversation around the issues that are underlying in these topics. Like they're not talking about the fact of, like when they're talking about Ari Fletcher or whatever, they're not talking about the conversation about, domestic violence trauma and how that translates years later into you seeing that as love or
right.
And things like that, or taking the Wendy Williams situation and we're just reporting on that, but not talking about the effects of drug use and talking about the other conditions that she has and how this can affect your life. And we're literally watching this woman decline, and the media is breaking a story.
And I think that's so
2 years
true.
ago.
That's so true what you're saying. It's like people aren't, and people on TikTok love saying, "Oh my God, nuance." But like y'all not bringing the nuance. And I think that one thing that I learned when I was taking one of my internships, especially the one in the WBAI, when I talked to one of the managers, she was like, the thing about making like a segment for a topic or anything that you're doing as far as radio and any type of content, really, like you talk about it, but then you also bring something else that mirrors it, so we can bring nuance to the conversation instead of you just saying this happened, this and that, and this person said that, and that person said this, and this is what I think. No, like this connects to this because blase.
Right.
It's I really try to do that with this show, and it's I see a lot of people, like I said last episode, there's so many people with the fancy mics and the cool, nice, good setups and saying bullshit. It's somebody said, yo, they always try to sit there and say straight black man with a podcast, red flag.
Lord, listen.
And I'm like, y'all giving podcasts a bad fucking name.
Like, just go back to y'all's house and just stop it. Stop it. But I mean, listen, everybody want to get a bag. Let them folks get a bag.
People are addicted to numbers and subscribers and stuff. I had to check my damn self. I'm like, you don't look at these numbers for a whole week. I don't do that. I don't look at the numbers. I look at the numbers the day before I come on the show because I want to see the full week's progress of our show. But I used to look at that shit every day because you're so addicted to it and it growing and this and that. I took my subscribers off YouTube because I don't want to look at that. I ain't worrying about that right now. I'm worrying about making some good content, and that's what it's about. And I done went off on a tangent. Let's come back to
making good content is important.
Yeah,
because we're about to get into some really good content, child.
And I don't know if you got the notes up right now. I want you to read what I said there.
I got the notes up.
Miss Portia Family Matters.
I saw it.
Why Portia like that man mother? I mean, really.
Listen, I think that so, like I said, Portia has a lot of work that she has to do, and it's kind of sad to see that she's getting the villain filter in her own show, which is actually that's kind of cool because that means that she always has room for redemption, but they have a real bad way of communicating with each other, and I think that there is a toxic type of relationship between Dennis's mother and Portia because being the mother of a son, listen, when it's a mama's boy, like the mom is always gonna have her opinion. She's always gonna want to protect her baby against some other woman. Like that's how women are. They're just catty. And so when you're the woman that birthed this man and you're the woman that birthed this man's baby, like if y'all don't love each other, you're gonna hate each other. There's usually no in between. Like I ain't never seen it be like, oh, I don't care about her and she don't care about me and we just cool, blah, blah, blah. I ain't never seen that. It's either I love my daughter-in-law or I love my mom-in-law, or I love, my children's grandmother, or I hate this bitch. And I think that they're in that space because of Dennis being portrayed in one light on television, where in his mom's mind, well, Portia did the same thing. She cheated too. So why isn't she sharing the blame on the failure of their relationship? And so she's just kind of trying to vindicate her son. But Portia's like, no, your son is like, it's like, we're not doing that. And then you keep trying to defend him. And this man brought a whole nother woman to this retreat for our family, was to be focused on the nucleus of our family.
Right.
So I think there was the back and forth. I don't know if she was trying to fight her, but I think that Portia asked him to leave, and they could have literally left another way.
Yeah.
Why come that close to her? Like, why do you even have to go that way?
It was
and
weird.
Why the mom come over? Like, just leave, girl. Like, well, you never got to ask me twice. Like,
and why was Simon so calm? Like, I would have definitely been like, hey, yo, hey, bro.
Like, back up. You saw Simon got up and he went over there to make sure, like, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. He's like, listen, we're going to do this another time. We're going to this is it for today. Just come on out.
Portia threw the first hand. Why is you swinging at people?
I don't know.
We learned in the past couple seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
We have learned that Portia got hands. That's what we have learned, that anybody can get it. So, but Portia also only does that when she's provoked. We don't know what the other angle was or what happened. All we saw was Portia, and we saw Portia, a camera, and Dennis, and commotion. We don't know what happened. We won't know until Sunday. Now, what we can talk about is I'm concerned about these numbers.
Oh, Lord.
I'm concerned about these numbers because Portia, love you down.
Oh, wait, the numbers aren't good?
But sis hasn't broken 1 million viewers yet. The season premiere peaked at 869,000 viewers. And they got lower. And went to 770,000, 630,000, 620,000. Like, it went down. And then it picked up episode before last. I think that the drama, that's what I'm just saying, like, the drama brings in the people because we want to know what's going on. This last episode brought in 740,000 viewers.
Does Portia have some type of creative control over this show? Because
she's an executive producer.
Yeah, I don't know if you do know that scene. The scene where she told nobody to say nothing about it,
and everybody told that she was that, and everybody told that she told them not to say nothing about it. Right.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is a show, and I understand it.
I think that the reason they didn't want to talk about it is because it was going to go to the place that it went at the dinner. Because remember, Portia decided she was going to talk about it and talk about it at the dinner. When she was like, I don't want to talk about it. We're going to go meditate. Let's not talk about it. Like, let's just move on and do something else. But the producer was like, no, this happened. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
And they wrapped. They was like, okay, well, we can go.
Right.
I was like, okay.
So it's like, I think this is just like accountability. And like, I want Portia to just take accountability. And if you're going to be in this for healing, then be in it for the healing and do the work and be open and like, don't try to hide and conceal things. And it was crazy for me to watch it after knowing that she sent a text message out telling people not to talk about it on camera. And then the scene with them on the bus, where she was like, oh, that's just been our family way of like things happening and then us just sweeping it under the rug. I'm like, girl, you held the broom.
That's the problem.
Right. Girl, you was holding the broom. You got the broom.
Yeah, it's just a lot of inconsistencies with Portia. I've been saying this for the longest, and I'm so glad that people are starting to see it. Now I'm not gaslighted no more because I've been saying this shit for years. Portia is not like the bad guy per se, but she's not no angel. And I've been saying that she start a lot of shit. She's like, she was definitely that it girl growing up. I'm telling you, it was all about. It probably was all about her. Like, she's one of those family members, one of them cousins. Like, even her own cousin, like, because one of her cousins came out and was like, yeah, I was asked to be on the show. I didn't want to be on it because I didn't like the way she was moving.
Oh, well, I mean, she's an entertainer now, so it's different. And they don't gotta like it. It's like, bitch, I brought you on here so you can get a check. Come get this bag. You're fumbling the bag. You ain't got to like me. You're fumbling the bag, sweetheart. What is wrong with these people? Send these bags to me, Lord. Send them to me. They don't need them.
Some people.
They don't need them, Lord.
Integrity.
Send them to me.
It's an integrity.
Send the bags to me.
You long lost Portia cousin. Okay, look.
Child, cousins come from everywhere.
Her and that other cousin look like they about to get into it. The heavier set one.
Probably.
Because I feel like she was a little bit too much Team Dennis. But I think Lauren is Team Dennis too, and it's kind of weird.
Well,
weird.
They all are kind of, because like this is the man that she was wanting to marry, and she had a baby by this man, and they were there to see their relationship, and so Simon just came from nowhere for everybody in her family. So of course they're like, you didn't got us used to this man. He's been around for like 2 years, 2.5 years, and then you got this new man who was supposedly married to one of your co-stars from Real House. What is going on, girl? This is giving very much mess, and I don't want to be part of this. This is looking real. This looks like buffoonery. It's giving very much buffoon. And her getting her own show, at first it was supposed to show about, because remember when they were filming, she was like, oh, no, it's going to show about, co-parenting, blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't going to expose the situation with Simon, but it became the most interesting thing. Like, girl, yes, you got to bring Simon on this damn show. We got to get some understanding about where this man came from.
Exactly.
How long you've known him. But I think that the pivot of the show changed. And I think that's why Lauren was the one that kind of took the lead in putting together this retreat. Because it wasn't supposed to be a retreat at first. It was supposed to literally be like if Portia was on Real Housewives of Atlanta by herself. Just seeing their family life and their day to day and how they were going to
almost
go to
like what Candy used to do. With them damn shows.
All her 14 spinoffs that only lasted for one time. So
it was like the Tuckers go to freaking skiing or something. I was like,
God,
what?
Child, I was so tired of seeing the Tuckers do everything. Like, girl. I will say this: Candy makes a bag every season, so she makes a new bag every season. So you got to give Candy her flowers.
She had the Candy Factory when it was
Candy
like
is leading
American Idol. I'm like, girl, not you got an American Idol.
Candy is leading the girls when it comes to getting the
bag. Even though them restaurants,
but Portia brings the entertainment, so that's the only thing I'm looking to. Like, this is entertaining, and I pray for her, and I hope that she finds peace, and their family does learn how to communicate better, so they can get in a better space. But we're there for the drama. We're there for the drama. We're there for the mess. We're there to see how they react to each other, and so hopefully the ratings will pick back up. And before the season wraps, I think she only has like 2 more episodes before this is done. She only had 8 episodes. And this is episode 6 that just came out. So. Chop. So Andy can bring this back. Otherwise, she's just gonna be on Bravo Chat and promoting that book.
Many words about it. They call this great.
All right. Well,
but we'll be watching.
And we will be updating you on the next episode that comes out with that. That's all I have for topics today. This was a very interesting and energetic show. I love being on Bigo while I do it. I mean, I would like people to comment more to get your reactions. But next time is better. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your humble host, Darren Green,
and I'm Prince Derek Dahl,
and this is the Darren Green Show. Signing out. Bye, y'all.
Bye.